All right, everybody, fun show for you here today on the Cabral Concept. We're going to be going over how healthy is your BRI, which is your Body Roundness Index score, and have you ever calculated it before? So believe it or not, this has been out now for over a decade, but it's just now starting to enter the zeitgeist, enter the larger media, and you may be hearing about it. So if you've been wondering, is the BRI all that it's cracked up to be that you keep hearing about, and is it better than BMI? I want to break all that down here on today's show. I first dismissed it because it's kind of a ridiculous name, Body Roundness Index. But the truth is, it's actually a really good number. And so what you're doing is you're really focusing in on the worst place to be able to hold a lot of body fat, and that's your waist, right? If you increase waist size, what do you increase? Essentially all-cause mortality, high blood pressure and stroke, cardiovascular and heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, right? So we don't want, the larger the waist, the worse for overall health and longevity. So do we have something already like the waist-hip ratio? Yes, I will link up a show on that. But this is actually a very simple one to complete that takes the hip measurement out of the equation, which some people have a difficult time, kind of measuring. So all we need to do is calculate now two simple measurements. You're going to take a string, whatever you want to use, and then make sure you have a yardstick or a ruler or a tape measure. And you're just going to take that string and just put it around the widest part of your waist. That's the easiest way to do it. Super simple. You can do it in the mirror. And then all you need is your height. That's it. Very simple formula. It is going to be waist circumference in centimeters over height in centimeters. Multiply that by 100 and we get our Body Roundness Index. But I'm going to make it even easier for you. If you head to StephenCabral.com/3302, I'm going to link up a simple and free Body Roundness Index score calculator, and you can just use that yourself. Here's the other nice thing. It's going to give you your BMI. So one calculator, give you your BMI. It'll estimate your body fat percentage. Don't consider it completely accurate. And it's also going to just kind of give you a few other estimates for visceral fat, but again, not perfect. But it will give you a perfect BMI, and it will give you a perfect Body Roundness Index. So what's a good score now for your Body Roundness Index? Let's go over that right now. For women, a healthy Body Roundness Index score is considered to be equal to or less than a 5. A higher Body Roundness Index score can be related to metabolic issues and more abdominal-based body fat. For men, we're looking for it to be 4.5 or less. So it's no longer up to a 7. They give you up to a 6 technically, all right? So it's kind of like you want your BMI to ideally be below a 24, but they give you to a 24.9. All right, so they give you decent score until you get above a 6. And then once it starts to get above that number, there's just a higher likelihood of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and other complications from a greater amount of body fat accumulation. And that mainly includes visceral body fat as well, which is the most dangerous. And that's the type that accumulates, especially around the organs. So that is that's the number that we're looking for. And it's actually okay if it's dropping below a 3. That's no longer seeming to be as much of a cause. They want actually people to have smaller and smaller waists, not to the point that it's obviously ridiculously small, but I know when I ran mine, and again, I'm not doing natural bodybuilding or anything like that I really used to be into. And when I'll just pull up my score right here, I type in my height, I type my weight in pounds because you can do this on US or metric. I type in my waist measurement. You don't need to type in your hip, although you can. I type my age and just gender, and away we go. And I get a 2.3 for my Body Roundness Index, and my body mass index as of today, my BMI is about 24.6. So in the healthy zone for that Body Roundness Index, BMI on the higher end of the zone. But when I look at my body fat percentage, it's sub 14%, so it's on the lower end. And I know that obviously I know my waist hip ratio, I know all of these things are within the healthy zone. So for me, this is one more range to make sure you're in. In an ideal world, we all, if we can, be in the healthy BMI. But I will tell you, I've worked with clients and they just have way more mass on their body. And there's no way they're going to get into the 24.9. Totally get it. So now let's use the waist hip ratio. Make sure that is a sub 9 and a sub 0.85 for men and women, respectively. That your BRI is sub 4.5 to 5 for men and women. And that's your BMI, as I said, overall. Try to get it as low as you can, but within the healthy range. And then body fat percentage for men, ideally between 14 and 18%, and women ideally between 18 and 22%. Right around there, if you're on a little bit of the higher end, it's okay, as long as all of these parameters start to fit within the healthy range. So again, I would calculate your BRI. I would love to hear from you what you think about this. If you agree, if you disagree, that's okay. We can have a nice civil-based discussion. And I do think that this adds one more nuance to your overall health and wellness, because remember, how your overall health goes is tied to a lot of the body fat that we accumulate, especially around the waist. So hopefully this was helpful. For all those links in the calculator, head on over to stevencabral.com/3302 for all the details. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.